Good morning, Tempe. How are you? So I was down at the Tempe Public Library this morning at 8 o'clock. Actually, I get there a little bit early just so I can chat with people as they're walking up. I like to talk to people, especially the elderly. There's so much wisdom to be had with the elderly. I've often wondered why we are such a disposable nation that we even toss away our elders, their wisdom. It's hard for me. My grandparents raised me for the most part. I mean, all that you see of me right here, other than the love, which is my hippie side, all came from my grandparents. Yeah. We miss a lot when we don't listen to people that are around us. We don't have to agree with them. We all come from different circumstances, especially the greatest generation. There aren't very many of the greatest generation left, or their children, you know. We need to be more open to listening to them. They have a hard time understanding why we are where we are when it comes to homelessness. They grew up in a different environment. Life was different. Things are very different now. There aren't soup kitchen lines everywhere. People are not wrapping their arms around people. Community is not making stone soup with other community members that need that. There used to be that setup, that honor in humanity, and we don't have very much of that anymore. At least I'm having a hard time finding it in large populations. When you talk to individuals, though, it's all over the place. That's why I don't understand where the cracks are coming from. I'm looking for a word. I can't find it. I apologize. I have brain issues, by the way, so sometimes my words come out backwards, or I just can't find the words. So if you're watching me stumble through a conversation or a thought, that's why. Especially when a lot's going on. I have severe learning disabilities on top of my brain issues, so I can be confusing sometimes. I apologize. And I start conversations and they lead off into all sorts of avenues, but I always come back. I don't forget what I'm talking about very often. I'll bring it back around. I just wanted to do a little quick update on a few conversations that I had this morning of people coming up to me asking me what my sign's all about, what organization I'm with. I'm not with an organization yet. I started Streets of Tempe in 2017, writing my journey through homelessness and the journeys of those around me that wanted to share. Most of those stories were anonymous. They didn't have names attached to them. And I wanted it that way because if I'm sharing anybody's business, it really ought to be my own and not attached to somebody's face, especially when you're walking through homelessness and the journey is so tough. And it's one of the most degrading things you'll ever find yourself in, not being worthy to even be helped. So as I was journeying on this morning, talking to people, I talked to several people that have been in the iHelp program. Number one, they're hearing rumors that iHelp is not going to be existing for very much longer. I really hope that that's not true, because then that really tells Tempe exactly what Tempe is made of, and that would be big government and not for the people anymore. I am really hoping that iHelp does not shut its doors. The gentleman that I was talking to also said that when he first got in, there were 50 people, and now there's like under 30. Also does not make sense. He was questioning why that would be. In the last couple months, there's only 30, maybe. That would be because you cleared out the river bottom. That's why iHelp is not even full. It's raining. Why aren't people coming in? It's getting cold. Why aren't people coming in? They know that Tempe is taking a stance that we don't care. So we better step on our way. That makes me really sad. I really hope that iHelp through the churches keeps their doors open, because Tempe is not going to be building a standalone shelter. That's never happening. They are not going to give a foot in any kind of permanency to homelessness here. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Again, breaking the law, breaking all the federal laws that protect humans in the circumstances that they might find themselves in. And I get a little testy about it. I really do. Tempe is better than this. People in Tempe really care about this. It's time to have your voice be heard. It really, really is. Nothing will ever change until voices come together and are heard. And people vote for humans and not for big government. But we already have a beautiful city. I'm really not sure how much you could make it any better, except for wrapping your arms around the most vulnerable, the people that come here for safety. That would make you look golden in everybody's eyes. So that's number one. They're hearing rumors, which means they're being threatened. This might go away. And that's not good. I've been there. I know what those rumors mean. I've heard them all. This one's a new one. And a lot of men and women work long and hard to set all these securities in place to wrap their arms around the most vulnerable. And we need to step up, us younger ones, and take note of what they've done and what's going away because they're getting older and nobody stepped up to step into their place. Or maybe systems that were set into place that were little small nonprofits got tired of working within the big government and they stepped away. We're still here, young ones. Come down and join the conversation. Soft Trigger Warnings is going to be having conversation every Monday morning from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. Here in this community. I want to hear from everybody, not just the homeless. But I really feel like it's vital. Excuse me, my hair is all messed up. I really hear it is really vital that community members, residents that have been here for a long time, hear from the homeless community. It's really important. Tempe has set up a way where they have told the community, we've been talking to the homeless. No, you have not. You held special private meetings with a very select few, and then an even smaller group of people that were homeless were invited in. There is a large population of homeless people. All of our stories are incredibly different. Some of us are residents of Tempe and have been for a very long time. Some of us came here to be incredibly safe because we're SMI or we're on the spectrum, or we have a brain injury, or we're in the middle of an addiction and we're trying to fix that. I can't tell you how many people I know that sobered up on the streets here in Tempe, parked themselves in front of a methadone clinic and stayed at that bus stop for 2 years just to make sure that they stayed sober. And that can be done easier here in Tempe than it can be down at Cass. So that was a vital thing that we quashed for people that came here for safety. I had a couple of other things I wanted to talk about, and I am forgetting about them now. I look forward to this journey that I've just started. It's going to be new for me. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to people in any kind of seriousness as a housed person regarding homelessness, what my journey was. If you want to know my story, let me know. It's a colossal story, and I will share it one day, but if you want to know it now sooner than later, let me know and I'll put something together right now. It'll be a long podcast though. Like I said, I've been here since 1979 in Tempe, Arizona. It's my home. My mother's buried at Butte Cemetery. I'm not leaving. I have a younger brother here. He's 12 years younger. I'm staying around. I'm sticking around. This is my hometown. I may not be eating, but I'm housed. Wraparound services for